Still reeling from that season 37 reset and finding yourself back in epic rank? Is your brain not braining after looking at 57 hero adjustments? Or maybe, just maybe, you are picking the wrong heroes for this new meta. Hi guys, Kazuki here, and in this video we are breaking down 15 of the strongest meta heroes so that you can escape the epic hell. Let's get straight into the video. Starting out strong, our tone-deaf musician, Granger. Granger is not just a decent pick this patch, he is still in the spotlight as one of the best marksmen to solo carry round.
Easy!
He's got everything: burst damage, long range impact, safety, and some of the cleanest mechanics in the role. Yes, he didn't receive any buff or nerf unlike others, and that's exactly why he is here. I think Moontone forgot to nerf him. You can play him as jungle, but I believe Gold Granger works better. You get faster streak by killing minions than buffs. He doesn't need a roam to babysit him, he clears waves quickly, rotates efficiently, and punish enemies who overextend. He is especially valuable in ranked where your teammates might not peel for you. Granger makes his own space when you hit late game with those crazy stakes. My bro basically becomes a living machine gun. Here are the suggested builds and emblems for our Deadshot magician. Next up is our forgotten hero, the Twilight series alpha male Roger. Roger is a walking threat with two faces, poke you from range or tear you apart in melee form. Thanks to the recent buff, this dead hero is back to alive again. Now with the reduction in force swing and back swing time of his first skill, Roger now is smooth to play. He thrives in extended fights, heal while slashing and constantly pressure lanes. He is especially strong, now he dives, deletes and resets. He is a terror in jungle or even god lane in certain matchups. If your team needs an aggressive frontliners who scales and sustains, this is your guy. Roger punishes hesitation, and in solo queue, hesitation is everywhere. Here's how to build him to maximize your bloodlust. Next hero we have is our jet fighter Kimmy. Kimmy is still one of the weirdest heroes in ML, and that's exactly why she works so well in ranked. Although she got nerfed in the recent patch, but we all know that just for show. She still is a menace with those splash damages. Use your ultimate to group up enemies and immediately unleash your second skill. This way you fill up your passive bar very fast. And if you have heroes like Tigreal or Badang, then it's a feast for you. Oh, if you want such deadly combos, then you can of course check our duo trio videos. I know it will help you a lot. These are the suggested builds and emblems for our Chemical Chaos Queen. Now here's a hero who never lets go. Ruby's chains are tighter than ever. Ruby has always been a menace in the hands of players who understand spacing and CC timing. But this patch, she becomes even more terrifying. Her sustain is absurd now thanks to her passive and lifesteal scaling. She is able to brawl for days without going down. She is not a burst killer, and that's the point. Ruby is slow bleed. She hooks, stuns, drag enemies out of position and just refuses to die. You think she is low HP, but then she lands 2 skills and she is back at 70%. And in team fights, that ultimate is fight changer. It pulls everyone in, stuns them and lets your team unload while the enemy is caught in the vortex. Here's how to build her for maximum annoyance. Time to Fly Yuzong's Black Dragon form is wreaking havoc across the lanes. Yuzong is all about chaos, and in this patch, his chaos got an upgrade. His healing from Sha Essence is even better now. And his ultimate gives a Fred bonus HP boost that makes him tankier during the exec movement. He is disrupting the enemy formation. He is the guy who jumps into 5 enemies and somehow walks out alive after dealing tons of damage and soaking everything. In lane, his trades are relentless. Here are the suggested builds and emblems to turn into a flying teamfight monster. Gliding in with style and deadly precision, Lancelot's carving up solo queue. Lancelot has always been a favorite for assassin mains who like clean mechanics and high carry potential. And this season, he's got a little more edge. A buff to his early game damage makes his already lethal combos even more dangerous. And the passive mark cooldown has been reduced, which makes him just so smooth and OP to play around. Lancelot excels when played confidently. You don't wait for openings, you create them. Target squishy heroes, abuse your resets and vanish before they even know what happened. If the enemy has bad positioning, they will get deleted in seconds. Just remember, he's a high skill pick, but once you have got the timing down, he feels unstoppable. Here are the best build and emblems for the Perfume Knight this season. Say hello to the silent sharpshooter. Iksha's range is making Gold Lane a war zone. Her basic attack hits hard and can chain thanks to her passive. And she has an ultimate that basically turns her into a turret with insane range. The recent adjustments even buffed her sustain and kiting. Her passive now applies a slow on hit and she heals more from lifesteal in mid to late game, making her menace in extended fights. In the gold lane, Iksha can bully opponents by constantly poking with her enhanced basics. Once she takes you with a skill, the follow-up bullets just don't miss. Come mid-game, when she pops her ultimate, she outranges almost everyone. It's like having a mini Layla ultimate mode. But with full basic attack damage, enemies either retreat or get shredded from a screen away. And the best part, while ulting, her skill 1 and 2 gain optimized targeting. So she can reposition or lay down even more damage easily. Here's how to build her into a terrifying force in the backline. Brace yourselves, Badang Fist are back and looking for walls. What sets Badang apart is that he doesn't need a ton of items to be effective. His base damage and crowd control are strong, so he's relevant even early on. As a fighter, he brings heavy presence to skirmishes. His skill 2 knocks enemies back and if a wall is there, stuns them, which is both a great gank tool and a PE mechanism. In the early game, Roam Badang or EXP lane Badang can set up ganks on overextended enemies easily. One well-placed wall and it's practically a guaranteed kill. In team fights, Badang is definition of disruption. He can split fights by shoving a front line away or pinning squishes to a wall. Here's how to build Badang to dominate both early duels and late game team fights. Up next, the crit kicking machine, Bruno's volleying his way to victory. I mean, when was the last time we saw this guy? With a neat buff in season 37 patch, his crit passive stakes faster, maximum stakes reduced from 10 to 8 and his skill 1 cost less mana. The translation, Bruno hits his power spike even earlier now and he can spam his volley shot. If you want a marksman that delivers explosive crits and doesn't need late game to shine, Bruno is your man. Bruno's laning is strong due to that crit passive. Every time he hits you, his crit chance goes up and when it triggers, you will feel it. Once Bruno gets his first big item, say Berserker Fury, his basic attack starts chunking seriously and in fights, his ultimate is one annoying ball. It's a bouncing shot that can hit multiple heroes, straight armor and briefly stun on the first hit. Fire that into a clump team and watch health bars drop across the board. Here are the builds and emblems to make Bruno's volleys hit like a cannonball. Charging in from the shadows, Moscow's Pierce is more painful than ever. Moscow is a sleeper late game carry that turns into a 1v5 machine if you just let him farm. He doesn't rely on crit or skill damage. He's all about basic attack DPS with insane attack speed, Pierce mechanics and clutch mobility. He starts off slow, short range, not much burst, but as soon as he gets attack speed items, it's over. His passive lets him pierce through the first target and damage everything behind. Meaning he's not just fighting one enemy, he's damaging the whole team at once. Add in his skill 1 blink and he's hard to pin down. Here's how to build Moscow to unlock his full late game potential. Now entering the battlefield with twin blades and no fear, Lapu Lapu is here to brawl. Lapu Lapu's back and better than ever. His recent buffs gives him more durability and faster cooldowns, making him a solid all-rounder in EXP lane. His light stance pokes and dashes, while the heavy stance brings out the big burst and teamfight utility. Once he hits level 4, that ultimate turns him into a spinning threat that's hard to ignore. In ranked, Lapu fits any composition, whether your team needs an engager, a bruiser or a Sammy tank. If you want versatility and constant pressure, he's your go-to. Here's how to build Lapu Lapu for maximum impact. Soaring above the chaos, Ling's map control is still unmatched. Ling is still one of the best solo carry assassins in the game. His mobility makes him impossible to track, and his burst deletes backliners in seconds. Wall hopping lets him farm, split push or ambush with ease. His ultimate gives him a safety net mid-fight, helping him survive and re-engage. He is banned often, but when available, Ling is a high-risk, high-reward hero that can snowball rank games fast. These are the best builds and emblems to control the map with Ling. Tanky, tricky and tougher than ever, Fredrin is holding down the front line. Fredrin's not flashy, but he's reliable, and that's what makes him perfect for climbing. He's a tank with damage, sustain, crowd control and a big finisher on his ultimate. He wins extended fights by soaking damage and healing it back, his stones disrupts combos, and his no-curves makes him great at peeling or engaging. Pick Fredrin if you want a solid frontline who can brawl forever and give your team the space to win fights. Here's the build that turns him into an unbreakable wall. Floating into mid lane with non-stop firepower, Chang is back to annoy everyone. Chang is the queen of poke and lane pressure. Chang is after the last ultimate CDR buff she received is OP. She can have her ultimates cooldown to around 8 seconds and deal so much damage. Due to this short cooldown and high damage, she becomes really annoying. She thrives in teamfights and punishes squishy combs hard. Easy to learn, hard to chase down. Here's how to build Changes to rain destruction non-stop. And finally, all hail the Phoenix Empress, Zetian is dominating with divine control. The new kid on the block, the Celestial Empress herself, Zetian has taken MLBB by storm since season 37 started. And for good reason, her kit is absolutely overloaded with game-changer power. She is a mage, but not your typical burst-only mage. Zetian brings a little bit of everything: multi-hit magic damage, CC, team buffs, global presence. If you can snake Zetian, do it. She doesn't even require insane mechanics, it's more about timing and positioning. Use your Phoenix waves to poke and soften enemies. Then coordinate that ultimate for clutch moments like right before your team engages or to cage fleeing foes. One well-timed Zetian ultimate can win a decisive team fight or save allies in trouble by stunning would-be chasers. Plus the vision it provides denies enemies any chance to hide or backdoor without you knowing. She truly dictates the flow of the game. Here are the builds and emblems to command like the Phoenix Empress. Which one of these heroes are you using to grind back to Mythic? Did your favorite hero make the list? Or are you still waiting on that one underrated pick to pop up? And be honest, how many stars have you lost already this season? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I will be checking them out. So that will be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Keep supporting Kazuki Official.